It's an absolute honour to have one of my favourite fighters. What can I say about this guy? He won many world championships in multiple divisions. He was undisputed at one stage at 147. The great Zab Judah, Brooklyn's own. What up, my guy?
What's up, my guy? How you?
Good, bro. Welcome to a ringside seat with Tszyu. And yeah, it's been a while coming, man. I think I last ran into you was we were chilling at Devin Haney's house after he beat Lomachenko. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. After that beat him, yeah, we was hanging out and kicking it,
And you're
100%.
you're Devin's godfather, I believe.
Yes,
That's
yes,
cool,
yes.
man. I looked after your dad. I spent a lot of time with Yoel when he was here for the Haney Gambosa's first fight, and got to know him and hang out with him. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. He said he had a lot of fun down there in Australia. He said, the Aussies took good care of him. And I said, yeah, man, they're some good guys. Word.
No. Awesome, Zab. Well, listen, you had such a long career and a illustrious career. I know you got, how many brothers do you have again?
I have 10 brothers.
10 brothers. And so what age did you start putting the gloves on?
I put the gloves, excuse me. I put the gloves on at the age of 5 years old. We started training. 6 years old, we had our first fight.
Yeah, wow. And how many did you all up in the amateur did you have?
So my amateur record is 115 wins with 5 losses.
Yeah, wow. So you were pretty dominant, obviously, over that course, and you would have won a lot of USA titles, national titles, and Golden Gloves, etc.
Yes, yes. I was the alternate on the 1996 Olympic team.
Yeah, that's right. So I was expecting you to make that team because that was obviously a great team. You had Antonio Tara,
Yeah,
Floyd Mayweather, David Reed,
yeah.
Fernando Vargas. It was a great team, and I was told about you before. I was told about you early, and I got told there was a Pernell Whitaker with power, and that was you.
So if you remember Octay Urkel,
Yeah,
remember Octay
of
Urkel,
course.
he was number
Yeah,
one, number one in the world. I beat him
yeah,
in the tournament, and that's where everybody was like, everything started to shift. Like, wait a minute, who the hell is this kid? You know what I
yeah.
mean? And they started to realize me, and I became light.
That's it. How was it though? Obviously, disappointment happened to me too. I missed out on the Sydney 2000 Olympics in my home country, so that was my lifelong dream. Like, did it obviously would upset it that you didn't go to the 96 Atlanta Olympics, or was you more sort of set on the pros anyway in your mind?
No, listen, man. It did what it did. It excelled me to a level of where I supposed to been, and no matter what, maybe if I became the Olympic and won the gold medal, I wouldn't have had the illustrious professional career like I had. But because I had almost like my back against the wall from day one, I had to shine and show out every single time. So that was beautiful how it happened. You know what I mean? So I thank the Most High for he's the greatest planner. You know what I mean? Nobody knows bigger or mightier than him.
That's 100% my guy. And obviously was you signed to the Duvers to start off with and Shelley Finkel, was that correct?
Yeah, so I started out in 1996 with Shelly Finkel and Lou Duba as my manager and trainer. And we took it from the bottom to the top. I mean, one thing I can say about Shelly Finkel and Lou Duba is they told me at the age of 18 years old, they said, if you listen to us, and let us guide your career in the right way, by 20 years old, you will be champion of the world. And exactly that happened. So, at 20 years old, I was champion of the world. I was doing my thing, and it was all from there.
Yeah, your first world title was against John Pitt Bergman,
Yeah,
South
yeah,
African fighter. Yeah. So
yeah.
he actually fought before, we'll talk about that later, but he fought Tszyu before you fought him actually, Bergman. He was a very, very, very fast, quick South African fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that fight go out, mate? You stopped him? Knocked him
Yeah,
out? Yep.
knocked him out. 4th round, yeah.
And then you went over to England. How did that come about? You went over and fought Junior Witter. He was a fighter that I think Ricky Hatton had sort of avoided. That was a big fight, but they never ever eventuated. How did that fight come about, traveling over to fight Witter?
So it was a big fight on a big night. It was part of the Mike Tyson, Lou Savarese fight. You know what I'm saying? Over in Scotland, Ireland. And we was the co-main event. Mike Tyson being my brother, he appointed me as, the co-main event for his fight in that particular fight. And I went in there and did my thing. And they lined me up with Judah Witter because they said, "You going overseas, so it's good to fight somebody from overseas that got a little name as number one." I said, "Oh." We looked down the line. It was Junior Witter up next. I knew nothing about this guy. Nothing. Prince Nassim, he was like a Prince Nassim type of fighter with all of those antics and shit. And bro, so remember, he was not my first pick. It was another guy. And last minute, a guy got hurt, and Gene Witter was a 2-day replacement.
Okay.
But he was supposedly, now fast forward to life, he was supposed to be there the whole time. They planned it and knew what they was doing because they wanted to slide him in there to see maybe he can upset Zab Super Judah and win the title. But that didn't happen.
Of course not.
Shout out to Junior Witter. I mean, shout out to Junior Witter though. He's a dope, incredible guy. It's my brother. We became good guys since after the fight. You know what I mean? So
best thing about boxing, man. People that you share the ring with, you become brothers. Later on, that's what's beautiful about our business. Then you fought former world champion Teron Millett. He was he had a good amateur career as well, and obviously another good fighter. Explain to me about that fight, Zab.
So, in this Teron Millett fight, very interesting. He lost the belt, but they took it from him. So he was mad that, I never lost the belt. This is my belt. The IBF belt was his.
Yeah.
They took it from him. He did something, and they said, "You finished." They made it vacant. Me and Jan Bergman fought for the belt. Yeah. He told me, "You're not a champion because you never beat me. I'm the real champion." Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Teron Millett, I fought him, knocked him out in the 4th round. Good guy, great family orientated St. Louis guy. We hooked up, became good friends later on.
Oh, another St. Louis guy.
Yes. And you know what I'm saying? And he was one of Kevin Cunningham's first world champions.
Wow.
Well, I shouldn't say that. He was one of Kevin Cunningham's world champions. I don't know at what line do he place with Kevin. I don't know Kevin.
Devin out, okay.
But I know he was one of Kevin's fighters, and because Kevin was in the corner, and
And at that time, just in your gym, you had a lot of great sparring, didn't you? You would have been sparring Sweet Pea Whitaker in your career. And tell me some of the other guys at the Duva gym. Was Georgie Benton part of your career as well, or?
Yes, Georgie was there. So that was on the end. That was on the end time of Georgie Benton. I was there with maybe Georgie for like a year. And after that's when Georgie and Lou kind of separated ways, and then we just kept moving on.
And who's some of the guys? So you obviously would have done a lot of rounds with Pernell.
Say it again.
You would have done a lot of rounds with Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea.
I've done countless rounds with Pernell Whitaker. I don't even remember the number of totals. I mean, I've learned so much. I mean, that's why as an amateur, my amateur career was so good because I was sparring and training with Pernell Whitaker. Then I would go to a tournament.
Yeah.
I just do a whole training camp with Pernell Whitaker. Now they release me to these amateur kids. What? I was destroying it. I was sparring with Arturo Gotti, Pernell Whitaker, Ivan Robinson, Jake the Snake Rodriguez.
Yep.
Robbie Peden, Vernon Forrest. You know, I mean, these are the kind of guys that I'm sparring with. Now I'm going back to amateurs to fight these kind of guys. I was blown to these kids. I mean, to me, they was kids. I was a kid. We always all the same age, but they was kids to me.
Yeah, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair, was it?
Yeah. I mean, I just came from seeing all this, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying? I just
uh,
I just came from dealing with that shit, like, you know what I mean? So now
yeah,
I'm dealing with an amateur standing like this, standing in front of me. I'm
yeah,
like, man,
yeah.
I'm gonna destroy you, boy.
It's taking candy from a baby.
Oh man, people won't even understand.
Now you just mentioned a couple of names. So Ivan Robertson, I looked after Ivan when he was in Sydney. He came down to spar
Great
Costa
guy.
Zoo one time, and you just mentioned a dear friend of mine, and he said to say, "What up to you, Robbie Bomber Peden? What a legend."
Shout out to my brother Robbie Peterson, man. That's my guy. It's my
Yeah,
guy, man.
what
I
a
go
way
I go
back.
back a long time with Robbie, man. Long time.
Yeah, no, he's one of our greatest we've had. I remember looking up to him as an amateur. I actually, when I first turned 17, as that's called, when you turn in Australia from junior to senior, he was in my division. And I'm thinking, oh man, I hope I don't draw Robbie, man. I was like a little 17-year-old, and he was like already an Olympian and knocking people out. I'm like, I got beat before I had to fight him. God bless, man, because he was an idol of mine, and he's a good friend of mine still. Spoke to him last week, and I think he talks about you the most, and Fernando Vargas. You two are very special to him.
Yeah, man. Robbie's a good guy, man. That's my brother. I watched him knock a lot of guys out. I'm talking about in I'm talking about sparring
Yeah.
and in a fight. I watched him knock guys out cold. Boom, 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 boom. Him and him and that Roger Bloodworth. Oh my God, man. I wonder how is Roger Bloodworth doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll ask Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah,
But
I
he
haven't spoken.
yeah, I was really happy when he finally got his world title. We beat Nate Campbell in the rematch the second time, and
Yeah, yeah, that
yeah,
was a crazy fight.
that
Yeah.
that's crazy. But about
I
Pernell
was happy
Whitaker,
because I was
yeah,
I was happy for him because remember we were stablemates.
yeah,
That
were
was that was my
yeah,
stablemate.
yeah,
Yeah, so I was on Robbie's side. Let's go,
yeah.
Robbie.
And
Word.
when we talk about Pernell Whitaker, he was my favourite growing up.
Yeah.
He's one guy. I've met a lot of guys in boxing that I've looked up to. I never got to meet, unfortunately. Pernell, what did he mean to you? I mean, I know he became your trainer later in your career, but what did the great legend? I've got him in the top 5 pound for top five, top 6 pound for pound of all time. What did he mean to you, Sweet Pea?
Everything, man. And boxing at that time, the start of boxing, professional, and the start of my career, Pernell Whitaker was everything to it. I mean, he was a superhero that I mimicked, and I took bits and pieces from to create Zab Super Judah, along with Mike Tyson,
Mm,
Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and Sugar Ray Robinson.
mm.
Those are my favorite guys to watch. I used to watch all of their fights nonstop. Anywhere I could watch it, I would pay people to, back in the day they would make the tapes with a bunch of all the fights in it. I would tell the guy, make me all the Marvin Hagler fights, all the Pernell fights. I want to watch all the Sugar Ray Robinson. I want to watch all the Tyson, and that's what I would watch. It's just to motivate myself, and I would take a little bit of the aggression from Mike. You know what I'm saying? The speed from Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Just the relentlessness from Hagler, the defense and the slickness from Pernell, and put all that together and make Zab Super Judah. Man, that was a great time of life for me.
Not a bad mixture of fighters there.
Yeah, man. Them was my guys, man. I mean, like, and not to, not to shy on anybody else in boxing because there's some greats out there. Muhammad Ali and the greats,
Of
greats,
course.
greats, greats. But my favorite, what I like bits and pieces from those guys was I just took bits and pieces from them, and they, you know what I'm saying, and I just put it in my repertoire and just made Zab Super Judah happen.
No, for sure, mate. So you had a few more title defenses, Reggie Green and Alan Vester, and so let's get on to the big undisputed fight. Obviously, you were the IBF champion. Costa Zoo, had the other belts, mate. And what did it mean going into that fight? The fact that you were so young and you're fighting for undisputed championship.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a big, 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 big platform, big, big, big prestigious fight. You know what I'm saying? We shared a night before once earlier with him fighting and me fighting on the
Yes.
same night.
Yes.
And I won, he won. Next thing you know, it was Zab Super Judah and Kostya in Vegas in the lights. I was young. I was in my 20s, early 21. Yeah, and that was my first. I just all I remember is him hitting me going down, me getting up, ready to fight again, and the referee said it's over.
Yeah.
And that was like oh what? I just told you my amateur record was 115 wins and 5 losses.
Mm.
So this was my number 6 loss right here in the professionals.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's been so many years since I didn't even know how to lose. Like when the ref, like I went to go fight the ref. I was like, what? Oh, I don't lose. Are you fucking crazy? Listen, man, I got through it. I pulled it back together. But what I tell people, I tell all kids this: that was my first loss. Came back and won a championship of the world 5 more different times.
That's right.
Amazing.
And you might have seen the other day. I pulled up a guy interviewing Bud, and he used you as a phrase. And I shared it on Instagram with you. And he was talking about how sometimes fighters aren't the same. And he tried to say your career wasn't the same after that loss. And I said, "Excuse me, mate." I said, "Mate, he went on, beat Cory, Spinks, become undisputed." I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Oh." And you would have so shared it, and I've seen you saw it. I said, "Mate, how can you say that?" I said, "He went on the bigger things." I said, "That's just do your facts, get your facts right." True.
You got to understand this, and let's make this go viral. Everybody, if I was such a bum, why was I on his mind? He was in Australia. I am in America. What? Out of all of the fighters in the world, what made you think and say Zab Super Judah? Why? Because you lied to yourself. You lied to yourself that you told yourself I didn't come back. I came back 5 different times and won championship of the world. What breaking numbers and huge fights. Stop it. You lied to yourself. You played yourself.
His name's Mark Warren. What do you got to say to Mark Warren?
Mark Warren, you played. Mark Warren, thank you. You played yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But that's right. So look, obviously, yeah, it was your first loss. You've got a friendship with Tszyu, though, haven't you? I mean, he's a dear friend of mine. I know he speaks very highly of you. Tell me about your friendship with Kostya now, and I believe that he went over to Russia at one stage.
Yeah, man, we went to Russia, I think, on our 15-year anniversary, and we had a good meet and greet, and that was the first time that we had a chance to really meet each other and talk to each other. Like I tell people, the build-up of the fight was one thing. Kostya he would come to the fight. I would see him during the fight time, and then when we fight. Then other than that, he lived in Australia, and I lived in America. So we never got to see each other. I never got to see him. I never got to run into him until our 15-year anniversary. And we finally got a chance to sit down and talk about everything and kick it. And sometimes in life, when you have an opportunity to talk to people, you get to share share love and share energies and everything, you find a whole different respect and love for a person. So to my brother Kostya, thank you, man, for us putting on for the world and giving the world something 20 years later. They still talking about Kostya Zab Judah. You got to love it. You got to love it, man.
That's it. And hey, can you give a shout out to his son Tim and wish him good luck versus his rematch versus Vendora in July in Vegas?
Yeah, shout out to Tim Tszyu. I got a chance to meet him too in California at one of the fights. Very nice guy, very small guy, great fighter, very tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to you. Go in there and handle your business. You know what to do.
That's it. So you go on and you get the championship back. You have a good win over DeMarcus Corley, chop.
I took the WBO title.
Yeah. So he was a good fighter, man. He could punch. He was awkward.
Yeah. Another good friend of mine right now.
Yep.
Probably out of all of them, one of the closest. I ain't gonna lie. He probably
That's
one of
cool.
the
That's cool.
top three. One of the closest. You know what I'm saying? Just that's because he's right here in DC,
Yeah.
Vegas. We see each other all the time. So that's my boy. But yeah, I got a chance to fight him for the WBO Championship of the World, and I was able to successfully win it. You know what I'm saying? Chop is no walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, it was a very tough situation. I even broke my hand in the fight in the third round. So I fought from the third round to the 12th round with one hand. A lot of people didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's a lot of. If you go back now that I said that, if you go back and watch it, you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something is wrong with Zab's hand because he's not throwing the left hand like he usually throw it. So, but yeah, shout out to Chop, good guy, great father. He got his boys boxing now. They doing their thing, and shout out to the Corley family.
Yeah, for sure. You go up to welterweight and you fight Corey Spinks in his hometown, St. Louis, early. He got the decision on that one, but you almost knocked him out, wasn't it? Late. You heard him before, yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was in Vegas. The second one was in his hometown. Yeah. Run me through the first fight, Zab. What happened in that first bout?
I think I want to say saturation with the weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got me. He was, in my first fight at welterweight. I was invited up from junior. I was the champion of the world at junior welterweight. I was invited up to fight Corey Spinks. I didn't really know too much about going up in weight and all that stuff like that. I was at 140 my whole career then, and this is my first fight at welterweight. I went up. The first fight, I thought I won the fight. I knocked him down, all that, everything. But they gave it to Corey. The fight was so close that Don King said, "You know what? Well, he didn't just say let's do the rematch, but after a while, me talking to him and showing him my point of view of what I seen and what I experienced, he said let's do the rematch. But we got the rematch. Got to be in his hometown. You got to do what he say. Wear his gloves, and also the first fight I think I made $1.5 million. Second fight I made $100,000. That's all they paid me for the fight.
Well, that's a robbery.
$100,000. Well, it was a lot of people could say that, but for me, it wasn't robbery. Why? I was able to knock Cory Spinks out and take the undisputed championship of the world home with me. What did that do? That opened up opportunities to move forward and do bigger and better things.
No, 100%, man. And let's just talk about that. So you go into his hometown. I remember watching this because I was always a Zab Judah guy, because I was such a fan of Pernell Whitaker. So, I mean, your style with a little bit more power than Pernell. That was one of my, all-time favorite mixes was yourself. So when you go into the hometown, he's coming out dancing with Nelly. He's coming out full dance with Nelly, full concert style. Really making the most of his home crown entrance. I thought, mate, you better if he doesn't back this up, he's going to look foolish. So he's there getting down with Nelly, and all that stuff. And you knock his ass out, mate, and take all his belts. You leave St. Louis with the championship. And tell me what that meant to you. And I do reveal, I remember you mentioning that probably had to be careful there in St. Louis because St. Louis, they don't play around there as well, true?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, that night was hella fun night, man. Hella fun night. I remember coming out, doing my ring work, doing my ring walk with the crowd booed me so loud. They booed me so loud that you couldn't even hear my music. Came out to James Brown, the Big Payback.
Yeah.
I'm figuring this gonna be a big hit. Walking out, Big Payback, so everybody gonna know what's going on. It was booing me so loud you couldn't even hear my music. You couldn't even hear that. People was cursing at me, saying all kind of stuff. my number one thought was just keep my head focused, look at the ring, because that's where I got to go to, and focus on that. We put in all the hard work. It's time to come here and deliver. I get in the ring, walking around, Jimmy Lennon Jr.,
Yep.
ring announcer.
Yep.
Announces, okay, for St. Louis, Corey Spinks. Everything goes black. All the lights stop. And the whole arena goes black. I'm like, what the fuck? Pyro goes off. Boom, fireworks. Oh, I'm like, what the? Yeah, it's crazy. Lights come back on. Nelly, Cory start coming out. Music going loud. A song come on. I didn't know what was going on like that. The song come on. Nelly singing. Corey bopping. The whole arena is bopping. This is 28,000 people singing the same song simultaneously. They going. I mean, the shit was a movie, brother. It was a movie, and I just used all of that for fuel to my fire.
Yeah.
I used it for fuel. I kept pacing back and forth, excited and anticipating for Corey Spinks to get in the ring. Once he made it to the ring, I knew he was mine. I knew it from round one.
Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to leave with the titles, mate, and to get revenge on him. How did that feel to be back as the number one guy again?
Well, I mean, it wasn't even that. At that time, it was about to be. Look, I told y'all.
Yeah.
I told y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told y'all. That was it. I told y'all. Don't play with me. Don't doubt me. You know what I'm saying? And I went in there and delivered what I was supposed to deliver.
Was it
Great night.
Was it a bit like Roy Jones' song? You all must have forgot.
Yeah. I mean, listen. You could put Roy song in that too, because that was definitely something that was pitched to those guys too. Y'all must have forgot about me.
Yeah, that's it.
If you don't know, now you're gonna know. You know.
So let's go into the famous fight against Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the greatest, in recent years, one of the greatest of all time. He obviously grew up together in the amateur scene. Run me through that fight with Floyd. You were defending your title against him. Run me through that.
Oh, hell of a fight, man. Very, very, very clever, right? Because before I fought Floyd, I fought what was his name?
Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore. Carlos Baltimore. So in Baltimore fight, I lost the fight, but somehow I was still IBF champion because he didn't make the weight the next day. You know what I mean?
Was you looking past him, Zab? Was you looking past him at that time?
No, I beat him. Look at his face and look at my face. He ran through a goddamn car accident, my guy. I beat him every fucking round. He just kept coming. He was walking in the punches for 12 rounds. If you look at his face told the story. I didn't have a mark on me. I didn't have a mark on me. I was like, come on, man. This is fucking crazy. But it is a bit of cookie crumble. I was still champion of the world. He didn't make the weight for the next day, so that means he tried to weight bully and do his thing. Listen, they did what they did, and I went ahead and I fought Floyd Mayweather. I was still champion of the world. Another opportunity. I was thinking, God, I trained really hard, and I had a history with Mayweather, and we knew each other like brothers, and somehow we got to this point where it was time for us to fight. The world wanted to see it, and we went in there. And we made it happen. He knew me, I knew him. You know what I'm saying? And, the fight was one thing, you know what I'm saying? Once the brawl happened, when everybody got in the ring, my father got in the ring, Roger got in the ring. I mean, Roger got in the ring first.
Yeah.
Then Lyndon got in the ring. So my pops looking like, yo, what the hell going on? Then my pops get in the ring like, yo, what y'all trying to do to my son? Pops get in the ring. I just see Pops go to Roger and drop him. Boom. He hit Roger. Roger goes down. Boom. You can watch it on the tape. He hit Roger. Roger go down. Boom.
Yeah, I've seen it.
As soon as I seen him hit Roger, boom, I run in there. I hit whoever next. It happened to be Leonard Ellaby. Ellaby standing there. Boom. I hit Ellaby. Boom. I hit Ellaby. Somehow Roger was down from like getting up with the ground. He rushed me, pushed me to the ropes. security grabbed my arms. It was like this. I was like this, and Roger was choking me, choked me down to the ground. You go back and watch this tape. Choke me down to the ground. It should have been disqualifications. Anyhow, they cleared the fight out, got the fight to go back going. We winning two more rounds, and that's history, man. But you know, Floyd Mayweather, great fighter, great guy. My brother then, my brother now.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, one of the best historic fights besides the Zab Judah Brooklin fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hear about that fight everywhere I go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you got off to a really good start with that fight, though. You jumped out the gates early, and I believe that was a knockdown because his hand did touch the glove did touch the ground.
So if I won 6 rounds, I knocked him down, and Roger came in the ring. Come on, of course.
Yeah. I know. We're not making it sweet, but I know. But you did come out.
We ain't gonna see that. That's what you call about crying over spilled milk. 20 years later, you talk about I won the fight.
Yeah.
I won it. Yeah. You know I won the fight.
Yeah, you started off very fast, mate. You got a good run, and that was a knockdown. But anyway, we move on, mate. As I said, he's a great fighter. You were both great fighters, and
I love Floyd. He had a fantastic career. Nothing nobody can say about that man's career. Man, he goes down TBE. The best that ever did it.
100%, man. And you fight another, great legend too, in Miguel Cotto. What obviously it wasn't your night that night. What did you find?
What was the best?
What was the strengths of Miguel Cotto?
And the Miguel Cotto, you want to know the biggest thing that I got out of Miguel Cotto fight?
Mm-hmm.
I got sons. I know you probably like, what the hell are you talking about? So up until the Miguel Cotto fight, I had 4 daughters. 4 daughters. Since the Miguel Cotto fight, I got all boys now.
Wow.
So them low blows, right after them low blows.
There was. I remember there was low blows. Yeah, true.
Big low blows. Big low blows. You know, he shifted the X and the Y chromosomes and made it better, brother. You know what I mean? Not to say nothing wrong with daughters, but I had 4 daughters at the time. I was looking for a boy at the time. And now I got a little Zab and the twins came. And I have identical twin boys too, as well. So
how many children do you have all now?
7 children. I have 7 children.
Wow. That's the same
4
as
girls, 3 boys.
That's the same as Bud as well. He's got 7.
Yeah. Life is good, man. Life is
God
good.
bless,
God is
brother.
great.
And then you fight a very avoided fighter, big puncher, Lucas Matthysse, who was an Argentinian and a very feared. Obviously, you beat him pretty convincingly.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lucas Matthysse fight was kind of interesting because they came. I was fighting a guy from Argentina that they had no video on, no video. So I said, well, all right, cool. What's his record? His record is 28 wins, 0 losses, and 27 knockouts. What the fuck? I'm like, what? They're like, and y'all ain't got no videos. He knocked out 27 people, and y'all got no videos. Oh, we found 1 video from his 3rd fight. What? The man got 28 fights, and you tell me you got a fight from his 3rd fight?
Wow.
Okay, no problem. Tell me the basics about him. He this tall, he that tall, he's a boxer, he this. Okay. So what I'm telling you is the points of what I had to train for. This is what they gave me. I didn't have no video. I didn't get the video till like the end of training camp. They told me his style, showed me his record. I ain't worried about that. But the reason why they sold me on the fight was he never fought in America.
Yeah.
As me and you know, when somebody comes to America for the first time and they never fought here, it's totally different. It's totally different. So for the fact that I knew that, I said, okay, I'll take the fight. He's never been here, never fought. Nah. He had all his fights in Argentina. Okay, cool. When he comes to these lights and camera, he gonna get starstruck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What? I got in there, brother. First round, he threw a jab, hit me in the chest. I tripped the punch. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, like God, the fucking heavyweight. All right, maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. I start moving all around again. He shoots the punch out again. I flips it, laying back in the same place. It felt like a bowling ball just hit me in the chest. Boom! I'm like, what the hell? 3 seconds flat. Game plan change. For the training camp, 12 weeks, go forward, flip, 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 counter, 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 counter. Flip, 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 counter, 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 counter. I switched the game plan, moving, flip and counter. Moving. In 3 seconds, I had to switch my whole, meaning what I'm saying is, in 3 seconds, guys, I had to switch my whole game plan to a whole nother fucking fighting style that I did not practice for 12 weeks. 12 weeks, I practiced the style that you see me fight Lucas Matthysse with. That was not the style that I practiced for to come into that fight.
He punched that hard, Zab.
He punched that hard. He punched that hard. So I had to get my mind right. But you know what? I was the first one to beat him. After he moved on and knocked out so many guys cold.
Yes.
That everybody said, see, yo, one thing I kept saying, I said, see, I told y'all, that motherfucker hit hard.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lucas Matthysse. I ain't gonna lie. I tell everybody all the time, for people that don't know who he is, the Argentina fighter that I fought. He's the hardest punching fighter I ever fought. And I sparred and went toe to toe with a lot of guys.
100%.
He was one of the top guys that I was like, wow.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was a great win, mate. And it just showed how you can adapt. I mean, like you said, you train for a certain style, but then when 3 seconds, you got to be able to change it up. And unless you can do that, I mean, that just shows the skill and the class that you have to be able to. Because a lot of people don't know. It's hard to just change the game plan when you've had 12 weeks preparing, you know. Yeah,
100%.
And you become champion again when you know super lightweight. You've gone back down. You fight Kazim Mabuza, and you become world champion again.
Yeah, so that's my sixth time winning the championship of the world. That's the last time I won it. I won it with Pernell Whitaker. In my corner.
That's right.
You know, Pernell was in my corner. We trained together, and we won the championship of the world. Man, shocked the world. At 38 years old, people didn't think, you know, that was for boxing nowadays. 38 years old is old.
Yeah,
like you old, you over the hill, you finished, and this is the kind of shit they was telling me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That even he was from South Africa. They made an IBF belt with tiger print on the back. Leopard type. Yeah, never. I have a bunch of IBF belts. But I have one IBF belt with leopard print on the back. I'm not saying they made it for him, but I'm saying they made it for him. And I happened to get his left hand. I flipped it right in his chin and changed all that shit. Took that belt back to Brooklyn.
That's it. And tell me about Zab. Tell me about growing up in Brooklyn, man. Tell me what it was like growing up there.
Growing up in Brooklyn was very tough, man. A lot of great learning lessons. You know, I love them. You know, I thank God for my mother and my father. You know, I had a upbringing with both of them at different times, and it takes a village to raise, you know, the golden child. You know what I mean? And it takes a village to raise a golden child. And I think my parents, because they both had it, they both handled their business and did their thing. And man, teamwork makes the dream work.
100%. Yeah. So you're from Brooklyn. I know Mike Tyson was from Brownsville, wasn't he? And Shannon Briggs is from Brooklyn.
Brownsville too.
And we've got a mutual friend, David Flat Sparks.
David Flat Sparks, best guy. That's my brother.
Shout out to Flat. I looked after him in Australia. What's that?
All call outs are mandatory.
All call outs, yeah. And so where was he from? Was it great? What part of Brooklyn?
He's from Best-Star.
That's right. Yeah, I looked after him in Australia. I'm not sure if he told you about it. He come down to spar.
Crown Heights. I'm bugging.
Crown Heights. Yeah.
Crown Heights. I'm bugging.
Throw it up.
Sorry,
yeah.
Flat.
Yeah. He came.
So bugging.
He come down as a sparring partner to Australia. He come to my hometown of Tasmania, believe it or not, and trained at my gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I
looked at.
He's a great guy. Yeah, he'll watch this, no doubt.
Great guy. That's my guy right there. I got a league in Brooklyn.
Yep.
He's part of my blue squad. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my guy.
No, it's cool. And what made you move to LA?
Oh, the
Besides
weather,
the
bro.
sun.
You don't hear them birds chirping? You
Yeah.
don't hear them birds chirping in nice, beautiful weather, 24/7. Like New York is they're about to start opening up and getting their 2 months of summer kicking in right now. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that. I wanted to do at least 6 months
Mm.
of good weather, maybe 10 now. We're doing 10 on the West Coast of good weather. The rest is get a couple months of cold.
Well, your dad invited me when I'm ever over that way. He's got a bit of is there a bit of land or bush or lake or something he told me about his property?
Oh, oh yeah, upstate New York. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got
He
a lake.
invited me there. He invited me.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
got a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
respect for your I got a lot of respect for your dad, man. I spent a lot of time with him in Australia. He's a great man. He's a philosopher. I've got much love for Yoel. Yeah.
My guy.
Mate, give me your opinion on the young fighters now. So I'm going to name some fighters. Give me your opinion on Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, and Teofimo Lopez. Give me your opinion on them guys.
All those guys you name have bright futures. All those guys you name have world champion and high level boxing opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think when the time is right, they'll all competitively match up with each other. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the right fight's gonna make the right situations. But definitely they're our right now champions. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna lead the way and hold it down for right now. 100%. I like all those guys. All those
Tell me
guys
about
can fight.
Shakur being a southpaw. What's your opinion of Shakur?
A masterful master boxer. 100%. Master boxer. I would say out of all of the guys, he's the Pernell Whitaker of today.
Yeah, that's what I told him. It's when I met him.
Yep.
I told him that.
Yep. Yep.
I know you've got obviously, Devin. You got the history there. Devin's obviously great.
Yep.
You're obviously gonna. But Abdullah Mason, he's still coming up. He's quite talented.
Nope. He's a dog. He's a dog. I watch him. He punches with bad intentions.
Yeah.
He's relentless. He's ferocious. I'm saying he's gonna be a problem in the future. Watch. If anybody, that's why guys are saying his name, but they ain't too quick, fast to sign that paper. Trust me. Watch. You're gonna see a lot of guys who had a 2-step to go sign that paper. 2-step.
Yeah. And Tszyu and Devin, that's just failed negotiations that fell through. I think yesterday they were meant to fight. Devin signed it, but Tszyu didn't sign it. What's your opinions on that, Zab? Why isn't that fight happening?
Hey man, listen. I don't know what happened in negotiations, so I can't pass my judge's opinion. We know how Team Haney how we coming. You know, we're taking all calls. We're taking all comings. Anybody getting away, y'all know what's up. Y'all know how Devin do. You know. That's it.
How proud of you when he went to Australia and become undisputed?
Oh man, I've been screaming Devin Haney since before Devin Haney came to the pros. You know what I'm saying? I was probably the first professional person that mentioned Devin's name in professional boxing. You know, people didn't know who he was. He was an amateur. I said, "Oh, you better watch him. He on his way. Here he comes. Here he comes." And look, wow! I feel like a fucking genius. I knew it.
That's it.
I knew it. I watched him. I seen the work ethics. I seen the structure he had around him and behind him. I see the way Bill supported him and pushed him and motivated him. And I said, yo, he has all of the great tools and structure. All he gotta do is stay focused and be able to, keep climbing that mountain, and he gonna do it. And exactly that he did.
Well, boxer, mate. There's another good talented kid too with Floyd, Camille Moten. I actually had the opportunity to sponsor one of his fights. Do you know much about Camille?
Yeah. He's a great guy. I seen him and his dad day one coming into the gym. Yeah. Great guys. Great family. They got a bright future. I'm looking to see Kamal, he's getting better with time. Yeah. He's getting better with time, fight by fight. there's no rush for him. He's still young. I mean, to rush, and of course, we all want to be champ of the world. We all want to get the big millions and spend the money and drive the big cars and live in the big houses. We all want that, but take your time, enjoy, take your time. It's gonna come in due time.
And with Crawford Canelo coming up, what's your opinion on that?
Crawford, hands down.
Me too. Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, I'm not saying it because I've become good friends with the guy, but I believe if anyone can do it, it's him. To win 3-time undisputed, I believe he can do it. If he does do 100%. That, does that really, his legacy? Obviously, then he's got to be talked about.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, with or without the fight, he's already talked about. He's Terrence Crawford. He done broke the record and done astronomical things. He's always going to be remembered in history. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But right now, putting the icing on the cake, that's super dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my guy all day. All day I'm with him.
He'll be going into that special elite class then, with a win over Canelo. And I really think he can do it. I mean, I know what sort of guy he is, and I know he's got that Mamba mentality. That's what I keep saying. What did you think of the Spence fight? Did you think it'd be, I mean, for a 50-50 fight, did you think it'd be sort of as easy as what it was? And did you have Crawford winning the fight? Like before, did you pick him to beat Spence?
I had him winning the fight the whole time.
Yeah.
Got a lot of respect for Earl Spence. Another great dog, warrior. He's a warrior. He's a dog. He's the big fish. He's always been the big fish in my eyes. And, I just wish him, speedy recovery in a major comeback. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Give me your top 5 favorite fighters of all time, Zab. I've got an idea of a couple maybe, but give me the top 5 of the guys that you really looked up to, and they're your top 5.
Don't tell me you ain't hear shit I said this whole time.
Don't
tell me that.
Just run it
Mike
through.
Tyson, Pernell Whitaker, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Robinson.
One more.
I would have to put Joe Louis.
Yeah, great.
Joe.
Legend, Was your Roy Jones fan coming up?
Yeah, 100%. That was my guy. That boy was bad. Hand speed like none other. Yeah. Y'all must have forgot.
That's it, baby. I'll tell you another guy I interviewed recently too, Lights Out James Toney. Now there's a bad dude. What a legend.
Uncle Tony, man. That's Uncle Tony, man. It's Uncle Tony.
I saw the interview. Him and Tommy Hearns not long ago. That was cool. And Buddy McGirt. Yeah. Buddy's my guy as well.
Buddy McGirt.
Shout out to Buddy.
Buddy McGirt. It's my guy. My guy.
He goes, hey,
Uncle Buddy.
He always said George Benton really liked him. And he said, he always used to say, hey, motherfucker. How you going, motherfucker?
Yeah. Shout out to my guy. Yeah.
Well, Zab, listen, mate, I really want to thank you for your time. As I said, you're one of my favorite fighters. You're one of my favorite people. I've been blessed to know you. And, man. And thank you for being on a ringside seat with Tazzy. We've got to get you down under.
I'll be down there soon. Don't worry. Soon I get everything right, I'll be there. Don't worry. We're going to have some fun when I come. Turn up. Ozzy's
Super Judah. Yeah. Let's get it. God bless you and your beautiful family, my man.
Thank you, my guy.
Take care.